Welcome to another episode of the Huge Podcast. The Huge Podcast, and I told you I was off.
Obvious problem. If no physical currency exists, who tracks the ownership of a digital coin? If you have the money, you can always buy cryptocurrency.
Actually sold their Bitcoin, but by that point the damage had been done.
How's it been, man? I like your background, Koi.
Yeah. Moved back in our room since we will be
What's up with the Kubo, man?
No, because that Kubo is basically for the seminar. Because my sister-in-law is doing this like bamboo seminar, like instead the power of bamboo stuff. Anyway, we had that last year before the pandemic. Then that was
Power
the
of
Kubo was the
bamboo.
yeah. It's all about, they call it bamboo now. It's all about how sustainable bamboo is in the near future for construction, man. Like
As
like,
scaffolding.
no,
Or
dude,
even-
that's
or even
as
more than that.
Yeah, more than that. So the model house is the one where I used to live.
Uh-huh.
That was the model house.
Ooh. The untapped potential of bamboo.
Yeah, dude, it has.
And there's a variety of bamboo, di ba? Na bonsai nga
There
bamboo.
is. Yeah. Nabre.
There's-
Basta ang amo here ang among bamboo here is forgot ka ng mga dagko ba eh. Ano siya ka dagko?
Panda food. You know what?
There's
Pandas eat.
grass man tong ilag firm word. Actually, bamboo is a grass, diba? It's a kind of grass.
It's weird. It gets so big. Dako kayo siya nga grass.
I remember in
So
Rush Hour
prehistoric. It's so archaic.
there was a scene in Rush Hour when Jackie Chan and like Chris Tucker were
Use it
hanging
as
on a bamboo.
stilts.
Lord Jesus, I don't want to die. Please help me, man.
No, they were hanging and like Chris Tucker was worrying. Then like Jackie Chan said, "Don't worry, bamboo very strong," like something like that. Then like then the bamboo starts to rip off. Like, are you sure? Like Chris Tucker saying something like that. And like, yeah. That's why they use it in China for the construction unit. As for the base, it's bamboo they use.
How cold does the house get, man, when you use bamboo? Like, is
It
it
depends,
Cool? It's
we-
wood because it's wood, right?
Yeah, it's cool, man. We already like have 3 bamboo houses here for the seminar. Like there's gonna be
nice.
participants next month, so we have to prepare, man. It's another game because it's a seminar.
So do you have like COVID testing procedures already?
Yeah, man. The marketing team is intact. How they're gonna handle it.
Oh,
So
nice.
we had to have hire an outside team. For that.
Outsource.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, it's gonna be too many things to be juggled. Anyway, it's gonna be fun though. That's why I'm back here. It's all happening, bro. Gotta apply all what we gotta
Back
apply
in the
everything
lab.
else.
Love the shirt, Clyde.
Nice.
What's going on?
Yes ko ah.
What's going on, man? Musta bay?
Sige na. Crypto addiction.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nag-shot mo dia.
Wala eh.
Sober mi karon.
We're sober. We're sober.
Sober.
I mean, we look like we could drink, but actually we're sober.
Cheap
Whoa.
one from the...
Dude,
Nice.
cheap red wine. Better than no wine.
Warm up sa kuya.
Oh,
Yawan ko.
Kaya.
Ito man ninyong video. Ay, podcast. Video cast ninyo.
It's actually, to tell you honestly, Koi and Clyde, I think it's doing better than the podcast now. People like to see visual stuff, man. I don't know why. It's weird. But I still prefer the podcast though, like, cause I like to do stuff, you know, like listening while I'm doing. Like, I'm not to say I'm a busy guy, but when I'm doing stuff, I want to hear someone talking in my ear. It gets me going.
Yeah, I think sa Spotify, I think nanay video pod, di ba?
Yes.
Joe Rogan ang video.
He has it going.
He had to. You gotta pay 100 million adjust.
Yeah, he's under contract.
Do what I want.
Yeah, but the thing is, they had to take away the long episodes away from YouTube. So he only has the JRE clips left. You don't see the long form episodes in YouTube anymore. They're all.
They're still there. They're still the full episodes are
still
there. Yeah.
Are there?
Yeah.
Can't find it though.
Yes, by.
I didn't see the JRE.
Yeah, I can find it too. Ethereum. Kamo pa may crypto? Koy, di ba?
Hello mo naman si Koy.
Blockchain.
Yeah, I mean that goal is like really into blockchain, dude. Yeah. Actually, nag-ask ko sa iya, like I asked my dad, like, Dad, talk about blockchain. Like we had this guest sa podcast. I talked about you for a bit. Like, okay. Then it stopped kasi like we were interrupted. We were like, yeah, man. Akong dad is like he was into it like 2 years ago. He keeps on telling me about blockchain is the future.
So now,
yeah, I know. And na siya ginastorya with a consultant about kasi we're among plan is we had this real estate businessman, and gusto niya incorporate ang ways of parang payment through blockchain.
Yeah.
And I really don't understand what kasi
through
daw
wallets.
doon hindi mo
I don't know if it's through wallets though.
Okay, sabi ko, okay. Ako like having zero knowledge with blockchain, like
Same.
I just yeah, like super zero. And that's why we have Clyde. That's why we have Clyde over here to enlighten us, man, all about this blockchain.
What's up, Clyde?
try my best. It's good to to have this conversation. Okay, the more you have it, the better you understand it.
Yes, that's why I like it. Like me, I'm super I'm like a general I'm a general audience, man. For persons like me who has no idea. I have a bit of idea on what blockchain really is. Can you tell us like a generalized definition of what blockchain is all about?
Basically, it's digital real estate. So di ba real estate, it has value. The value, the price increase because of people value it. So basically, you're buying digital real estate, and real estate is limited. For example, Divisoria, there's only a limited, area at Divisoria, and that's why Divisoria is expensive because people want to.
Yeah.
People want to build a business there, or so blockchain is a digital real estate wherein you buy something and property sa tawag ni titulo.
Yeah.
Titulo sa yuta, wherein you already when you verify that it's your property, so nobody else owns it. So for example, you own 1 Bitcoin and you store it in your wallet. So basically, you own that 1 Bitcoin and nobody can steal it from you.
It gets
Unless you
encrypted in
lose
the blockchain.
The titulo. Yeah, that's.
Oh, okay.
So basically, there's only 21 million Bitcoin forever. There's only 21 million Bitcoin.
That's
So
why
you
there's
own
no
1
inflation.
There's no inflation. Basically, everybody agrees that there's only 21 million Bitcoin forever. You know what inflation is? Diba, the value of our currency declines because the government prints it. 20 years ago, diba, everything was cheaper. The gas was cheaper. Bugas, rice was cheaper. Right now, everything is a little bit more expensive. That's because the value of our paper money is actually goes down in time. So smart people, people who want to grow their wealth had to find ways to grow their money. So that's why there's investing, stocks, and all that. So Bitcoin is an invention. It's a technology which potentially solves the inflation problem.
Right.
It's a hedge. You know what a hedge is? Uh, if the value of the dollar or the currency goes down, you have something that protects you from that downside.
A plan B.
Yeah.
Hedge fund.
Mm.
Nice.
So, for example, some people own real estate, or some people own farmlands, because, for example, when society or fiat currency goes down, when the value of our peso goes down, like I sent you an image. It's
Yeah.
Zimbabwe inflation. You should check it out.
Right. Let
So-
me share that
So
screen.
I think
for
that's
you. Here it is.
Let's see. Oh, damn. Okay, can you like explain to us how do you like interpret this data over
Yeah.
here?
sige. So, tungod sa pandemic, we see that the amount of dollars being printed is increasing year by year, and in 2020, in the pandemic, you see that it skyrocketed.
It did.
The Federal Reserve printed lots of dollars so that it could spend that money to try to solve the pandemic, at least. So the government prints money so that they can spend it. But
Stimulus
what usually
check.
happens is that, yes, so people like us, regular folks who have savings in their bank, we have maybe 10,000, 50,000 pesos in our bank. So we don't know, we don't see these things happening, but the value of our savings actually goes down. So if you're a smart guy, you always, if every one of us is interested, we
Yeah.
want to we want to protect ourselves, no? So Bitcoin is one of those things that we can put our money so that we can protect ourselves from inflation. You see, so back in 2010, the value of we can see that the value of our dollars it's being printed, no?
Yeah.
It's being printed. So what happens is that the value of our dollars is our buying power actually goes down. So for example, you have $1 million back in 2010. Right now, the buying power of your $1 million is actually lower.
Right.
Yeah, because
Because
Everything's
when
inflated.
something is inflated.
So, Clyde,
So
just brings us light to like how important it is to like to future proof, right? Like to think about other ways to keep your finances safe or your money safe in case more inflation happens, and which is why you're here to talk about investing. So for us like the layman, Clyde, like can you walk us through what is investing?
Investing is a way to protect yourself from inflation, and to grow your wealth. We don't want to be working every day until we die. We
True.
want to maybe we'll have some money and put it somewhere and make it grow. It's like planting a tree.
Yeah.
You just plant a tree similar to our farm, where you plant
Shout
a
out
tree.
Anitu Food Forest. Yeah.
Actually,
Shout out.
so this is part of everything that I'm trying to understand. No? The farming, reforestation is also putting your money into something where it will eventually grow in value. So this is why personally I am invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And personally, I'm a bigger investor in Ethereum because I think it has more.
You're sporting the shirt.
Yeah, you got the shirt. You got the. Looks
But
good,
it's
man.
more risky. For now it's more risky, but the potential for Ethereum is actually bigger.
Then
Because-
Bitcoin.
long term, but in the short term, maybe about 10 years or 15 years, maybe Bitcoin is the standard. But once it takes off, I think Ethereum has a bigger potential of being more valuable than digital gold, because Ethereum is actually
Gas, right?
Ether is if Bitcoin is sound money, sound store of value, Ethereum is basically ultrasound money. That's how I understand it, because let's say that apps are built on top of Ethereum.
Yeah, I have seen that. DeFi, what else?
Yeah, DeFi.
NFTs.
Yeah, things like that. Well, so
Damn.
if Ethereum becomes mass adopted, I mean, the potential is far bigger than Bitcoin. So if you are an investor of crypto, I think it would be wiser to have maybe 70% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, maybe 30% on Ethereum, because in the long term, who knows, maybe the value of Ethereum will be higher. The potential of growth is much more higher, and Bitcoin is less risky. Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin.
Yeah.
MicroStrategy is buying Bitcoin. Grayscale. Actually, I've been studying this, and lots of institutions are already invested. Institutions have a hard time investing in it because there's lots of regulations for them. But for us regular guys, we actually have an easier time.
Right.
I mean, it's easier for me to buy 1,000 pesos of Ethereum, but for the institutions,
It takes them
you have to
longer,
buy.
right? Like,
It takes them longer, more regulations and stuff.
I noticed
So,
that. Like,
I think
why do you wait all this time, diba? For like, why do you wait all this time to put in some money into that? And while all the rest of us are like have started like way before like 2011, 2012, and you can just see now Elon just like last February or January just put in 12 billion. Was that? Woo! Damn.
That's just 1% of his treasury,
Yeah.
but that's enough. No?
Yeah, like it was
It's
enough to
millions,
like that pump. Whoop, beep. I could see the graph, dude.
Honestly, man, I'm also a trader, and honestly, man, these guys, man, they put in millions of dollars. They take out millions of dollars. They put in millions of dollars. Bitcoin it's a giant now. It does not affect the price. Really, I think so. So, that's a good thing, right? So these guys can't manipulate the market. Like they're just buying lots of Bitcoin and then dumping the price. They can't do that anymore because it's starting to have this solid foundation.
Bullish. It's become
Long-term bullish.
Bullish.
Yeah,
right?
bullish.
Yeah.
If the price go up because the bull, how what that is.
Yeah.
The bulls try to, what do you
Pump
call
it.
this?
Pump it up. Keep pumping
and
it
bears
up.
try to.
I've also been around communities now, like recently, like probably like the last 2 months. I've been connected now with people who are like into that kind of shit, like the crypto and stuff. And I keep receiving messages from them, like advice and watch lists. There's a watch list of altcoins to observe,
Yeah.
and how to hold, how to buy when it's down, observing waves like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. It's all like
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't understand it. Like, how important is it
Okay,
to study
so-
about this, man?
It's up to you if you decide you want to be a trader or if you want to decide to be a long-term investor. Investors don't care about the short-term prices. They
It's
care
about the long-term.
fundamentals. Yeah, long-term. So
Big
if you're
picture.
an investor, you don't care if the prices go up. Yeah, you don't care about the prices going up and down in the short term. You only believe that the price of Bitcoin will be 1,000x from now, because once the world recognizes it as a legit hedge against inflation, we'll see countries buying Bitcoin. Right now we see Elon Musk, MicroStrategy,
Yeah.
Grayscale, and a lot of other
All-
companies
all the big
buying
names.
Bitcoin. Yeah, what if a country buys Bitcoin and have this, maybe have 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin, and other countries start buying in. So we're way too early. So for traders, I don't, for, there's these statistics. This shows us that 90% of traders actually lose money. It's
Really?
weird. Yeah, and there's
Gambling.
Yeah, because you're trying to predict the price and you're betting your life savings on it. And you're anong wife nga pagaw daw kay ko. Nya optimistic daw kay ko sa trading last time kay grabe daw ko ka. Okay.
Ilang.
Let's talk about investing is voting, by. What do you?
So, muna siya, that's why I am planting a forest. Because I
Alright.
believe that forest has value. Fertile land is, the fertile land all over the world is, deforested na. So, planting a forest is valuable. Yeah, I don't use chemicals, I don't use fertilizers, just the power of nature. And long-term lumber, I'm growing fruits, and once it matures, the forest becomes self-sustaining.
Right.
It does not need outside inputs, So whenever I harvest a tree, when I need money, for example, I need money for maybe investing in other stuff, maybe I'll just cut down some mahogany, sell it, use that money to reinvest things. So basically, when you are investing, you are voting. You're putting your money into assets that you think will help humanity progress. So that's why the Tesla stocks has been bullish for so long, and Bitcoin has been so bullish.
Because it's for humanity.
And
Good, man.
anything that is useful has value. So, for example, the bamboo. If you think that it helps with the construction, so you plant more bamboos and you promote it, and when everybody sees that it's actually humanity understands, at least lots of people understand that the value of bamboo is very important. It helps with constructing and everything. So people will buy more bamboo, and of course, for someone who's been planting bamboo, for example, you'll earn money on it. You'll earn money because you invested in it. So that's why Tesla is so bullish. If you bought Tesla and never ever sold, it's just going up ever since.
It goes up and up and up.
For example, it's going up and down.
Especially when they have a
Traders want
launch.
to trade up and down. Yeah, traders want to trade the up and down, But if you're bullish in Tesla, if you believe in it, you just buy it and you ride that thing until, So it's the same thing with Bitcoin or Ethereum. And of course, when you're starting, you still don't grasp how big it is. In my personal opinion, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's where most of us, the small guys, can actually vote into something.
Make it.
Sound money. It's one thing where we can protect our savings and grow our wealth, So you don't want to put money into shit coins or even investments like Kappa, It's big. So of course,
Go
if
Kappa.
so,
Walay sarado. Yeah, true.
if you believe in something, if you think that something is useful, you start a business, and that business, everybody starts to recognize that the business you're growing is actually very useful to humanity. They start to buy. Maybe if you go public, they will buy your stocks. So, things like that. Everybody believes that health is wealth. So
Yeah,
you believe
that's why they work out. That's why
That's
you
why
do
we work out.
100 push-ups.
I try, actually. I can only do 10. But that's why we also try to consume, vegetables that have no inorganic
Yeah,
chemicals.
they kind of put that on a
It's-
pedestal now, right? Like organic food, organic.
Long term, in the short term, people don't realize it. Long term, maybe when you turn 40, maybe you're dead or something.
Yeah, God forbid, knock on wood. But
So
yeah,
the that's why I'm planting organic food, because I believe that long term people will eventually. The short term, I don't think it's very rewarding financially, because maybe I try to consume it, all the my veggies and my kamote and my banana, and it's very cheap. No, nobody wants to buy it, so I try to consume it myself and
but
sell.
that's still a good investment, right, Clyde? Because
The
it's
extra.
nothing goes to
I
waste.
think it's an investment. Yeah.
Nothing goes to
Self-sustaining.
Nothing
waste.
goes-
Yeah.
And whenever I earn something, I try to put it in Bitcoin.
Nice.
Nice.
Passive.
Yeah, or Filecoin.
Passively. Yeah.
Also, there's a warning lang, no? 90%, 99% of cryptocurrencies will go to zero. Because if we study the dot-com bubble, you know what the
Yeah.
dot-com bubble is?
No, educate
Back-
us, man.
back in the
What's
90s.
this?
Back in the 90s, everybody had a website. We have pets.com, we have viagra.com, we have whatever. Most of those sites were overvalued
Right.
because it was all hype. So that time, if you did your homework, you'd realize that Amazon was the real thing, Facebook was the real thing, Twitter was the real
Yeah.
thing, and if you bought one of those things, you'd be
You'd
wealthy.
be
You
yeah.
protect, you grow your wealth.
You'd
So
be on
that's why
you'd
I'm
be on
basically just
vacation.
yeah. So that's why I'm invested in basically three things: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and third one is Filecoin. But I won't
Filecoin.
talk about it. It's very next level stuff. It's unstoppable internet. But
Right.
next level stuff. So I'll focus on the basics for our listeners.
Clyde, I want to ask for some advice.
Yeah.
I just got into this. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's a start. I mean, I jumped in. I want to also educate the people who are listening, because I jumped in because of hype.
Up to the moon, 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 to the moon.
That's true. So a lot of us, I was having that FOMO, the fear of missing out on something. Probably for Bitcoin, that would be reasonable. But I did that for an altcoin. But I think the altcoins are also making a resurgence now. Because I know Bitcoin's like from here, it's dropped to like somewhere around 50 plus K, right?
Consolidating.
It's consolidating now. So like
What's the name of that one?
I've jumped into XRP before, so I know it's making a comeback now. The XRP. I've messaged you earlier, right? Kite, I did XRP, and you gave me an advice, and I was you gave me some advice like
Yes,
someone
I
like
told
me.
you to put it in Filecoin.
Yeah, Filecoin. You suggested that to me, but I swung it. Once I saw Bitcoin was the price was going down, I swung it right away. So I was like, I'm in a good place now. At least I positioned myself in Bitcoin. Probably long term, I'm not gonna touch it. But for anyone who's just starting out, what can you advise?
In the short term price don't make sense. It's just people trying to, for example, you bought Bitcoin at maybe $10,000, sub $10,000. It's already 50K, 60K. So you're times 5, times 6 right now. So it's natural that you try to put it somewhere else. You take some profit and maybe you try to grow it. So it's just basically cycles, and people want to earn more, so they take some Bitcoin and put it into some shitcoin, maybe earn some money and sell it, stuff like that. So in the short term, it does not make sense. It's just cycles. And if you're a trader, part of me is a trader. I've been trying to learn this shit for back in 2016, and that's why I've earned lots. I've earned some and lost a lot. So the
Gambling.
thing I've learned is, the thing I've learned personally, if I placed all that money into Bitcoin or Ethereum, I'd be way ahead. Honestly, but maybe that's me. Maybe some people have invested 1 million in XRP and they maybe times seven it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But personally, that's just pure gambling for me because personally, there are only two coins right now that are
Legit.
so solid that it's what you call blue chip
Blue
crypto,
chips.
and they're not going anywhere. Yeah,
So blue chip, Mike, should put your
they're
eggs
not
on
going
blue
anywhere.
chip.
Yeah, man. That's why I swung that thing. Man,
But
sometimes,
actually,
Clyde,
I have some XRP.
you have. It's making a resurgence, like from 4.40 to 0.50 now.
I think that it will go to $1.50 in the couple months, weeks,
Man.
because that's what the charts are saying. In the long term, but it's a gamble, It's a gamble. In the long term, I still believe XRP is risky. Personally, some people think it's. So there's this thing called S curve. You know what this S curve means?
No, what's can you enlighten us what the
Yeah.
S curve is?
Basically, it's assets. For example, Bitcoin. It goes up like this, and it goes down, and it
Consolidates.
it's challenged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it consolidates, and the world, everybody will either it goes up or goes to zero.
Right. And
You know,
everybody's
S curve,
holding.
yeah. So I think XRP is in that it went up and it's in the middle phase, and either it's going to zero or
Or
going up.
So it's a hit or
Yeah.
miss. It's a gamble.
It's a
Again,
hit or miss.
it's a gamble. Oh man.
It's a gamble, but who knows, man? Maybe XRP stays and you become rich. But I'm not betting on it.
Is it alt season now, Clyde? Like, is it the
It's been out season for maybe a month. As a trader, I've traded Filecoin. And it went from last time I told you it was $22, and it's right now it's 90. So it's more than times 4, 5.
damn?
So yeah, there's money to be made in altcoins if you are a trader. If you learned how to play
Day
it.
trade.
But for most people, I've found out, and it took a while. Investing and trading, it's very emotional. You put money into it. You put money.
It is
and
emotional. I know
losing money is very hard.
I know someone here, like he had a roller coaster of emotions, like when Bitcoin went down, and then he was negative on his charts, like, and then it just suddenly became bullish, and now it's a roller coaster, right? It goes up and down.
Roller
Man.
coaster.
What are you having, Clyde? Is that the
For
cacao
long-term-
nibs right now?
I think it's cacao nibs, man.
It's cacao
It
nibs.
is.
Whoa,
It
man.
is.
Dude, I've never tried the cacao nibs yet.
Cacao nibs are like very, very nice. But I haven't tried Anitos yet. I'm very curious, man.
My mom's had that already. Lucky her.
Send you some. I'll send you some.
Are nice.
Right now we're
Man,
mixing it Moscovado.
Muscovado.
Moscovado.
Nice.
That was the word I was
Tastes
looking
more.
for.
I think I saw the trail mix. Yeah, you could use it for
Nice.
like trail mix and stuff.
It's good, man. I love trail. I'm a big fan of trail mix.
I think it will be it will be a good like topping for the ice cream, man. I can really like that will be like cacao anito and then citas. Like like you put like
I'll send you some.
we could try that, man.
That's nice.
Where can I score?
I'll send you some.
Like if I,
I'll
all right, nice. Sige, thanks.
I'll send you
I'll
story.
do it as a stopping. Sa Centrio ba? Dito lang sa gawas. Sa in the driveway sa Fridays before. Yeah. This is there. I'll tell them na i-drop.
like now we've been talking about cacao nibs, man. You want to take this time to do some plugs, man, about Anitu Food Forest?
In Anitu Food Forest, we're building a forest because we believe that the value of forest will be invaluable in the future. It solves climate change, it solves the food problem, it solves the dependency of outside inputs. And that's also why we are accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's also why we're invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we believe these things will help humanity, help us. And as individuals who are self-interested, I'm betting on these things. I did my homework and I'm betting on these things because I believe it's something that will grow in value in the long term. So, yeah, I need to. The trail mix, we're still developing it, and hopefully, we're building a business. It's no chemicals and stuff. Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah, and we're planting trees and stuff. Maybe in the
Eco-friendly.
future we'll build furniture or something.
Oh, nice.
Anitu
Anything.
Furnitures.
From
plants
cacao
and
to
bamboo.
furnitures, and like of course, man, all the investment on the bamboos and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be useful.
Well, I'm just curious of the bamboo ba yun sa kwan kung sa mga breeds sa bamboo.
Kasi,
Quality
yeah,
sa kwan
I
ba?
forgot. Dili ko hanaw kayo sa bamboo, bay. Like, siguro, I think it's this big, it's this thick, and it's
That's
really, really tall.
Shit, that's big.
Like, it's around like, yeah, it's this big, dude.
Thick.
And we like, yeah,
Ang
and we
maganda-
sell
Canon.
we sell them around we sell them per stick. Before we used to sell them at around like 200 man siguro to. I think per ano ba? Per linya bitaw sa ano. Cuz like I didn't notice like the thing with bamboo is like just grass. You cut them again, they grow again like very fast. So it's a good investment because it keeps on growing. It keeps on growing. Sorry, Bike. I was cut off, or I was like, I was cut off a while ago. I need to ask regarding. You were talking about your forest. I was curious. By do you use your topsoil for like for planting? Diba,
Yes.
usually it's the topsoil is the richest part, diba, of the soil.
Yeah.
Kasi I used to do farming before, and I kind of swayed away because I was influenced by the world. Anyway, anyway, going back to farming, I learned a lot because I've been to different seminars also about farming where there was this like crash course I studied where I had to stay in this self-sustaining farm here lang in Manolo. Like I had to live with fellow farmers in a farm where we planted pechay, where everything is self-sustaining. The compost we get is from the they have the livestock there, like pigs, hogs. Then the waste of the hogs, they mix it with the hay, the dried leaves that we gather. So there's no smell like you can't smell that there's like then
Pieces.
we harvest those hays with shit and that's what we use for fertilizer for the pechay. So then the water that we use the water used for planting the pechay is the one we use for the wastewater you get. They made this irrigation system where they collect all the wastewater. Then the wastewater is the one that is being poured to the pechay, to the plants. Like this is the one that the system they have here is really like self-sustaining, man. Like I was amazed, but that was an experience though. Anyway, I just wanted to ask because is your soil in your area, is it acidic? Were you able to do a soil test in your area?
Think of your topsoil as capital. The
Yes.
more you build it, the faster your tree grows, the more everything
Yes.
grows, the more it retains moisture. For example, there's a drought and when you have topsoil, when you have organic matter on top of the topsoil, the more it preserves moisture. So basically, we only see drought in areas that are, you know, pure monocrops.
Yeah.
Pure monocrops. For example, you're planting sugarcane or maize, and there's drought for a few months, and everything dies. Then in a forest, it's preserved because the moisture and the organic matter has been building up in the soil for so many years. No, so it's anti-fragile. Basically,
Right.
it's how nature works. You throw everything at it. For example, there's drought. When your soil is exposed, the sun hits the soil, and the water evaporates.
Right.
So that's why the deforestation happens. You're building the topsoil. You're building your capital. So when you're adding organic matter, you're adding, shit, your hay and everything. It
Wastewater.
preserves it builds wastewater and everything. It builds your soil, and it grows even in drought season. You know. Mm. So did I answer the
Yes,
question?
yes. Because I was really curious because I used to harvest my topsoil under the bamboo under the bamboo.
Yeah, it's
Like
very
it was.
rich.
Remember the like bamboo leaves falling down, then they become brown, then they
Yeah.
decompose.
Compost.
Very rich.
I harvest those, and I used to have a very very big compost bin. Then
My
I
mom
got
has a
this,
compost bin because she's a plantita. Man,
No,
all
dude,
the
no,
waste goes in the compost bin. Everything, man.
This is,
Waste.
yeah, all
Fruit peels.
biodegradable waste. Yeah.
Nothing goes to waste.
And it's warm. I never knew like when you like touch the under part, like under the surface, when you touch the inside, when you put your hand, it's warm, bro. Like you could feel like nature, like
There's something brewing there.
there's
Like,
something happening here. It's they're turning into soil. And I also had vermiculture before. I used to and I realized how different the soil is from what's the term they use for the for the soil for the vermicast, or is it different? What's the worm?
I think so. Vermicast.
Yeah, I use it for my trays, for my what do you call this, the seed trays,
Yeah.
before I transfer them to the. I used to have a system before, man, but
shit,
I got
there's layers to this.
there's layers, man. That's why there's an agri
Course.
farming,
Or agri-course, or like,
it's a different breed.
dude.
When you look under a microscope, there's more life in the soil. There's millions of life in the
Yes.
soil. There's bacteria, there's fungi, there's virus, there's insects, other microscopic organisms. And when you do a monocrop, it's a single crop. You what do you call this? You till the soil,
Ganyan
everything
din ako nung
dies.
bata ko eh.
Right.
So if it dies, so you add fertilizer. And the more you add fertilizer, the more the soil turns acidic. So basically, the value of land, the fertility of your land goes down. And we don't want that, no? As investors who invest in the long term, we want our soil. We want to build in value. You want to plant anything in there, and everything just grows. So basically, the more diverse your forest is, the more healthy it is. When you look at the jungle or a forest,
Yeah.
it's just wild.
Yeah.
You
It's
see
so
everything.
wild, and it's so healthy.
You can
You can
barely
feel the
walk
soil,
in
it's
it.
so healthy. The more it's muddier,
Yes.
the more that the soil is black, the more the
Grimy.
soil is like
Yeah.
slimy, it's the better.
Hmm.
I'm now curious, man, of like Clyde's forest, how diverse it is. How diverse is your forest that you're planting?
Yeah, you got live animals there.
Tigers? No,
cats.
just
Try
kidding.
to, eventually, the tigers
Tiger
will come.
King.
It will come, man.
It will come because they could find a new home.
You
It
know,
will come. It will come.
when the chickens come, maybe the eagles come, and maybe when you plant fruits, the monkeys come, and maybe the tigers come, and if it's a very diverse forest, but
It's a game reserve. It's not a
It's
forest.
gonna be Jungle Book, man. It's gonna be Jungle Book.
It could be good. There could be
Mogwai.
tours there, safari tours. Welcome to the Anitu Safari Tour.
But of course, we're trying to build wealth. So you're trying to build something that has,
Value in the future, yeah.
personal value. Maybe you're planting trees, you're planting nara, planting whatever. They're very capital intensive. They require very fertile soils,
Right.
and maybe the eagles will come.
Who knows?
Probably that would be fun, man. If you have eagles in your own backyard, then it's like, dude, I have a forest. Speaking of forest, man, are you familiar with there also like comes in forests like the diwata, the
Are these
capre.
real?
Are
Yeah.
these real? We just want to ask. This is a random question. Because
Urban
No,
legends.
in Filipino movies before, there's like scenes where there's a diwata gonna trick you. The setting is usually a forest, right?
Mythology is real, man, in your brain.
Yeah, it's all in your
shared-
mind.
It is shared reality.
Shared reality. Nice. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
We think that Diwata resides in our forest and we need to protect it. It actually has real pragmatic results. So if you think that Diwata, we need to protect the Diwatas because they live there, and we preserve the forest. So the effects are real. No,
And people resonate with it. That feeling gets reinforced when people also support that kind of stuff, or like get reinforced, like, hadlok kay diya kay nay diwata, or hadlok kay diya makabuyagan ta. That's nice.
yeah,
Shared
So it
shared
adds-
reality.
Shared reality.
yeah. It adds mystery. It adds
Lore.
beauty to the way
Mystique.
we see the world. Yeah.
Intrigue.
If you think that everything is just dumb, we are humans. We are instinctive creatures. We are creatures that believe in narratives and stories. And that's why we are here. That's why we are in the top of the food chain. We believe we
Yeah.
are children of God. And that's why we strive to be more godlike. We strive to be more intelligent. We strive to build societies. We improve society.
Progress.
We're not animals. We don't think we're animals. If you think we're animals, then just kill each other.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Primitive. That's a primitive way. We are rational beings, man. We can create our own circumstances. But
Wait.
I have a related question with regards to the diwata, like that thing. Have you ever experienced any things like that there in your
Your
forest
farm.
ever?
I have a very scientific mind.
All right.
He's
All right.
rational.
I don't just an experience like you could be rational and feel it at the same time and just think, oh, maybe it's just the wind or
Just the
something like
wind,
that.
or some calculations come up.
Yeah,
My
you know,
My wife is she's very religious, and although I'm very scientific minded, whenever she shares stories about how their religious stuff, I'm moved. I'm moved for some reason. So that's it. I'm moved, and we are. It's what moves us. We're not very logical creatures. We are weird. What motivates us? We have different motivations.
yeah, yes. True, man. Like Mike here is weird. Like he has different motivations as well. Me as well. We got our own motivations, man. Every brain is wired different. It's nice.
Mythology
It's funny.
is a shared
Yeah,
reality.
reality. That's what I like. You know what keywords I learned from today
Shared
from
reality.
this. Like number 2 is shared reality, and number 1 is building a future, long term. That's what
Yeah.
that's what I learned, man. Good insights though. Like with the manananggal thing, now that's crazy. I know it's considered a shared reality, and
Have you
but
had
it
some experiences like that? You live in a farm, bro.
when my fiance was pregnant, man.
So do you heard that bird sound?
It's the kikik.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I heard it. It was
Damn.
weird. It was so
Yeah,
weird.
I've experienced that before. My neighbor got was pregnant. I was still young, and my parents
Yeah.
were like really hysterical. It's like, we hear that our neighbor's pregnant, and they went to
Yeah.
the next door, and then they were like, can you hear it? And then they say that the
Did you hear
pregnant
it?
woman, I did, and the
I did.
pregnant
Yeah, me too, man.
the
Like it's
pregnant
crazy.
No, man.
person
Look,
can't
Clyde's
hear
laughing,
it.
man. Clyde's
Yeah, I
laughing.
know. It's like
It's a weird experience, man. I know.
it's
I know
mind-blowing.
it's a weird experience.
It's
I can't
irrational,
explain
right?
it.
But
Maybe maybe those things are meaningless because we live in a safe environment. But if you've lived maybe 200, 300 years ago in a province, those sounds, maybe they're signs, and they cause fear.
yeah,
Maybe they're
true.
the real thing. Maybe there's a tiger lying around. So these are adaptive beliefs. They're actually useful, but we don't see it right now because we live in a relatively safe environment.
Yeah,
But let's say it happened about 1,000 years ago, and you're living in the Philippines, and there's still
Oh.
predators around there, so the sounds. You go, "Ooh, what's that? It's manananggal and shit," it causes you to be more
Yeah.
cautious.
Yeah.
yeah.
You do everything to protect your family. So
Oh, true.
those are adaptive beliefs. They
It could
persist.
be. It could be, yeah.
Basically, that's it.
But
Everything has a reason, but we don't see it. We don't see it because we're so modern.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I wonder if like with the increase of technology, man, with everyone having cell phones and stuff, if ever they see a manananggal, or like there's a manananggal, they could just Facebook Live it, right? Like it's just easy.
Yeah.
With the yeah, or would you think there's a manananggal in the States or in different places? Would they survive New York? Like
They have their own urban legends.
in
Like,
New York.
Yeah, they got their
Maybe
own they got their own stories up there.
they have their own myths.
Yeah, they have their own. They got their own. But there's no evidence of it yet, so yeah.
Watch Jeepers Creepers, man.
I've seen that thing. Fucking scary.
Yeah.
Shit. So Clyde, even though you have this like very scientific thinking, like do horror movies creep you out? Like do you like watching horror movies?
Trips me out. I don't know why.
So that's
Nice.
still so there's still
Watch
that
it.
part of you, right? Like
Shared reality, bro.
Shared
That's the shared
reality.
We are
reality.
humans, man. I don't think we are very logical, to be honest. We like to think we are, but at the end of the day, we are just
yeah.
we are victims of memes. We're so engaged in Facebook, and we get lost in the news and shit. And we forget about the bigger picture and stuff. We engage in tribalism, political tribalism,
Yeah.
and stuff, and we forget about the more important things, which is basically just being happy and group starting a family, shit
Yeah.
like that.
The essential stuff. The important
Virus.
stuff.
The important stuff.
Yeah,
Like
But
that,
the memes infect the brain.
No,
I
but
just
that
wa-
experience,
yeah.
I just want to share the
Yeah, yeah.
experience, man. It was I know it could
Okay,
be
what
it could
was
be a
that?
lot of things.
How
So
was it?
here's what happened. I'm gonna share my shared reality to you. I'm gonna share my
Sharing.
I'm gonna share my reality to you during that exact moment. So it was a normal night. Me and my fiance just got home from Kawayanon because we visited her
Yeah,
classmates.
Bukidnon.
She was pregnant on, I think, on her uh 7th month. It's
It's
really
usually
big.
around
Tummy
that time.
is 7th month. We just came home. It's around 5:30 in the evening, man. So it's the sun is about to set. We were the only ones in the house where I'm staying right now. So it's just I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect baka may manananggal dito. I didn't think because we were talking like a different. We were talking about something else, like something very normal. Then when we reached the room, when we were talking, it suddenly a sound in the window by like it's the kikik. It's a kikik sound, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's I can't explain it because at first I know what's a bird sound. I know how a chicken sounds. I know like because dude, I grew up here in
Yeah.
LA. There's like many
That
kinds of
sound
birds
was not normal to you.
that was not normal to me, and it was surround sound. It was like passing through both my ears. I was like listening to a 3D sound.
Like you're
Then
on a spell or something.
yeah, for the manananggal experience, man. My fiance like shouted like in the name of like Jesus because he was religious. It got even wilder. Then like I shook, man. I froze. Then it just came
Wow.
out. I don't know how to explain it. I know maybe there's a rational meaning behind it, or it could be something else. But I just want to share my shared reality.
Shared realities. And it's different, right? But probably for Clyde, if he had those kind of experiences, maybe he would have just shrugged it.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
sure
there's a scientific explanation for that.
yeah, there's a method on you identity. It could be a bird eating a bird or a mating birds
Yep. Or like
being wild,
their mating ritual, making
or
sounds,
maybe it could be a bat.
or a bat.
Yeah, bats do exist, man.
Of course.
We
Obviously.
don't know.
I just want to go back, Clyde. Like, there's one thing like really caught my attention with you, talking about social media. Sorry, like shifting to a completely different subject now. I noticed earlier, like, you were onto trends. Like, you would like to call yourself a keyboard warrior. Were you at some point?
Yeah, I was at some point.
Oh,
But
Nice.
it's dumb, but social media is actually if we share this nervous system, and social media is our nervous system. It connects us all, and it's very ugly because when you look at social media, everything is exaggerated. It's ugly, and it needs as a our consciousness as human beings is actually maybe in the teenager stage. We're just still teenagers, and we're battling it online with our very opinionated ideas. But in reality, everything is, you have to take one day at a time. You have to be logical. You have to stay calm. In social media, you think that the world is ending,
right.
So maybe part of me wanted to battle it. I wanted to say that, hey man, everyone's exaggerating. The world is not ending. Tesla is building, spaceship, rocket ships that will bring us to Mars. Bitcoin is solving an inflation problem, and Ethereum is allowing many people to be part of the financial system and everything. So I guess the world in social media, everything is pessimistic. But when you're trying to think things clearly, we're great. We're doing great. You know,
Yeah.
just imagine 3 years ago we had no internet access here, and right now I have also cell phone signal. You know, it's progressing, and because many people are a tiny fraction of humanity is very critical. They have this voice in the internet, and
It they
they
just
throw
suddenly
us off
became
balance.
just suddenly became woke and then
Yeah.
started voicing opinions, right?
Yes. Everyone. Everyone, dude. Like everyone. Especially the youth now. For me, that's what I noticed. Like younger, let's say like people like 10 years younger than we are, who grew up in the Twitter, Facebook, social media generation, right? Since they were kids. So like they're really opinionated to
Entitled to their opinions. Like, I have a
Um,
say in everything, right?
do you think it's a good thing that they're like this, or do you think it's a what are the benefits? What do you think is the benefit effects of growing up in an age of social media versus the generation where we grew up?
Uh,
For you, Mike, or who can
Or for
answer?
Clyde.
Or for
I
yeah,
want to
for
hear
what?
Clyde's take, man.
Yeah, I wanna. Me too. I wanna listen to Clyde.
I think that we are victims of memes. Basically, the world revolves around. They view the world through the lens of social media, and that's not reality. That's the news is exaggeration, because that's how it gets more viewers. You know, if you
Yeah.
say if
It
you say that,
sells.
hey, the world sells. When it sells, man, everybody jumps into it, and there's a portion of the population who are much more sensitive. You know, they're much more critical, and they have this larger voice since they spend time online more. They're also more, intellectual. Intellectual. They're so engaged in politics, so they have this larger voice. But in reality, the people who are building, who are continually, you know, building businesses, starting families, making good relationships with everyone, they're just silent. You know, they're not. They're not. They're not constantly sharing everything they do online.
Yeah, just the highlights.
So that's yeah. That's
Yeah, it's actually like social media is like it's just like a bunch of highlights of how good your life is. I for me, and that's how I see it. But
yes.
yeah, basically it's just we only want to post the good sides or
stuff.
the memes, the funny
Yes.
ones.
Nobody wants
Yeah.
to see
Although-
the struggle. Man.
Why is that? What's the thing about that? Why don't people want to see the struggle? Like they always want a comeback story. Like that's what I noticed in social media, like the before and after progress
it
in
f-
workouts.
Because it feels good.
Yeah, right. And the struggle part doesn't. But the struggle parts are the one that's important.
I think because
Right?
it's kind
And-
of boring. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
the
Nobody wants
process is boring.
nobody just want to see it. Like, Clyde, like I want to ask you, like, growing your own farm, like, did you ever think about documenting it from the start? Does anybody even want to see that, right? Like, unless
So boring, man.
exactly, like,
It takes
Yeah.
years.
it takes years. Unless you have a
8 years,
time lapse
man.
of it.
I'm here. I've been here 8 years.
Oh,
The
fuck.
progress is very slow.
8 years.
Yeah, it's very
Damn.
slow, but the personal satisfaction is there.
True.
But it's yeah, social media. Yeah, that's true, man. It's all about the highlights. It's all about. I think humans are very status oriented. We want to feel good. We want to look good in front of many people, and
Yes.
it's actually detrimental for real
I-
personal growth. Maybe we just want to appear we're successful, but deep inside, every one of us. I mean, everyone. Me, I have so much struggles, man. Every day, I struggle. I struggle to wake up because I wake up with a high energy because I'm 35 years old. When I wake up, everything is in painful. Everything is painful, and we have
The
responsibilities
joints
and
in the
stuff like
back.
that.
It's hard to get up with those
Yeah, but
like issues, back issues. Like.
yeah, and if I told you that, hey man, I invested in Bitcoin way, back when it's a highlight. But honestly, if I were in my experience back then,
So roller
oh
coaster.
man, it was painful, man. It was painful. So that's it, man. If you take the pain, I think that's the meaning of life. Just take the pain.
Take
Love
I
it.
love that.
Take the pain.
Sound
Yeah,
like
man. Like
we sound like
Ignore
a
the noise.
masochist, but we need that pain, right?
We need
we
that
always
pain.
need. I think what what I read, there's this book I read. There's a phrase there that usually is detrimental for us growing up. It's in the act of being entitled.
Hmm.
Entitlement,
Yes.
like entitlement to anything. Like you think I'm entitled to do this,
Yes.
that's why I need to act like this. It,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it's detrimental
The,
in the long run.
It is.
yeah. The world does not give a shit, man. Life,
Yeah.
life is a single player game.
It's an unfair, like that's the thing about I like about challenges, because it's unfair and it gives you like this discomfort, and you know that at the end of this discomfort is growth. That's that, and nothing replaces
Yeah,
that for
that's the
me.
only thing you have.
That's
There's no
experience.
guarantee you succeed.
Yeah, no guarantee,
There's
but
growth.
you get to gain experience, and that's a good thing. That's
Yeah.
the most irreplaceable thing in the world. For me, that's the most valuable
It
thing.
is.
It's that the experience, the struggles,
And the flip
enduring
side,
those,
and the flip side of it, you know that you've done something, right? Like
and
it was
and you know that,
worthwhile.
and you
It
know,
didn't go to waste.
and the thought that you learn from that,
Yeah.
especially if you learn from that mistake, or like you, you continuously try to overcome those mistakes.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
the struggle part, dude. Yeah. Anyway, that's
Learning,
nice, man.
learning, learning. And it's also nice to learn from our guy,
Of
Clyde.
course, man.
Yeah.
Like from like
I'm a little bit
from this.
older, so maybe you can share some wisdom.
Yeah, of course. Like we got tons of wisdom. We were amazed, man. Thanks.
And
I wonder, like
Hope you
I
get
wonder
like
how I wonder how Kent, like maybe Kent gets insights from you a lot. You know.
yeah, I wouldn't think Kent would
Get
be
it?
the person he is himself now if not for Clyde.
Yeah.
Man, they share the same genre of taste of music, dude. Like
They have
that's a whole family there. It's a bloodline, dude.
they share they share a name, bro. The fact that you share a name,
Yeah,
is great.
that's it.
You got it, man. It's in the blood.
In the blood. Clyde, like I know it's like kind of running late there, and I know you're a farmer and you get up so early in the morning. So we just want to cap
Actually,
off
right
this
now-
show, man. Yes, what would you like to say?
What?
Right, I was saying like we just want to cap off this show with our like signature question, Clyde.
Hmm.
So, man, Anitu Food Forest, investing in the future, future proofing, investing in the forest, investing in crypto. What is your take in
Yielding.
all of this, man? What is the huge upside of this, Clyde?
Okay. So it is learning as much as you can and just taking the pain. It's part of the process. Investing is very difficult. It sounds easy, but if you're in the actually putting money into it, it's very difficult. You'd see your money go down, and you know. So growth is necessary, and everybody needs to focus on their own selves, ask themselves what's important for them, what they think is what they can contribute, because that's how they will be rewarded. you know, I'm planting a forest, believing that the value of fertile land or lumber or fruit trees will be eventually be realized by many people. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm also betting on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We all have our values and our beliefs. You guys believe in, working out, building this podcast to educate people, and that's a good thing. We don't know where this goes, but we're you know, just doing our thing, and we learn.
That's
Yes.
it right there.
That's
We all
it.
learn. We all learn
We all
from all
learn.
of this. That's it, y'all. Thank you all for listening to this episode right here, and I hope you got pure value.
Like, to be honest, I really thought we're just gonna talk about investment. Then we took, dude, we took a U-turn to different, like, so we get to talk about like manananggals, diwatas from like agriculture,
Reality.
shared reality, and how we talked about self-improvement, social media, and stuff. Man, this was a very full-packed episode,
Yeah.
and thanks to our guy for being on the show.
Salamat, Clyde. Thank
Actually, I
you.
enjoy
Salamat,
this,
Clyde.
man.
Man,
We
good
enjoyed it
for-
as
really
well, man.
enjoyed it.
I actually
Alright,
want to
nice.
do this because I think that for many Filipinos, it is cryptocurrency is one of the biggest investment of our lives, especially after this pandemic. So, personally, I think that it's one of the most bullish things that we will ever experience in our lives. So, that's my opinion.
There you
But,
have it.
I
Alright.
put my money where my mouth is, and I hope
There you have it.
everyone.
If you got value out of that, jump in the crypto scene, y'all. And that's it.
Crypto scene. That's it. Welcome to the huge upside. Thank you, God.
Light and
Love
love
you,
you all.
Sal. I love you.
Thanks, Clyde. Thank you. Bro, thanks
Thanks,
a lot.
guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. Salamat kayo,
Salamat.
Clyde. Grabe ka insightful.
Salamat.
Salamat kayo. Love our videos? Please click the like button or hit subscribe. This is the huge upside.